Hey guys, I'm PaperSach. Welcome to a game called If One Thing Changed. Now, what I could read is this is a text game. This game has no volume control. Please listen to this chime. Okay, yeah, that's good. Okay, yeah. This game has no... It's a text-based adventure where we choose how things go. Headphones recommended. Caution, this story may contain situations that you may find uncomfortable. This story is completely fictional and is not based on experiences neither I or anyone I have ever met. If you are sensitive to realistic situations, I would not recommend you play this game. There are no images, just music and sound. Yeah, see, this is supposed to be a really, really good text-based adventure. And I've not played... I don't think I've played any text-based games. Mom and Dad are fighting again. It feels like every day now. And obviously, it is about me. Again. Why does it feel that this is all my fault? That I have done everything wrong. It really feels as it was not long ago. It really feels as it was not long ago. Not long ago that all three of us were happy. Sweetie, it's dinner time. I love food, always have. Looked forward to all meals and snacks and candy. I quickly ran to the table. Sorry, you see the text coming really slow. I don't have to explain. As I sat down, a plate was set in front of me. Mashed potatoes, peas, and a juicy pork chop was placed in front of me. I'll just wait till the end. I love mashed potatoes and Dad's famous pork chops. Really, any kind of meat. But his pork chops were my favorite. Peas, on the other hand, I did not really like. I pushed away the plate, leaving only peas spread across it. Moving them around doesn't count as eating them. Eat them as well, so you will grow up smart and pretty. I said petty. That was not right. I pushed away the plate with only the peas remaining. Honey, you need to eat those to help you become a very smart girl. Ooh. Let's eat the peas. I never liked peas. But they were never that bad. See, I like peas. Peas are good. I usually had a fit over them. But I believed my mother when she said it would make me smart. I thought there'd be something else. I was such a gullible child. But it made Mom smile. I remember school being a different story. I was cute, but also kind of a tomboy. There was this one time once at school during recess. Boy, do I miss having those. The time to play and run around when no one would tell you that you had things to do. Schoolgirl. Hey, come play with us. I was so surprised. I was new in this school, and I felt I was already making friends, which made me happy, and, well, eager to please. I was more than willing to follow my new friends. Over to a couple other children at the side of the school. Once I got there, they were gathering small rocks for whatever reason. So I joined in to help gather rocks. Why are they gathering rocks? I did not know how it happened, but we changed from collecting rocks to throwing them. Next thing I knew, a window was broken. It wasn't me. I didn't even throw a rock yet. Next thing I heard was, I can't get in trouble. My mommy will be so mad at me. Please, say you did it. You're my best friend. Please, you're using me. I never had a best friend before. Teacher rushes over to us, almost screaming. Are you kids okay? Who broke this window? Why were you kids throwing rocks? You are in so much trouble. He rattled on so quickly, I couldn't follow how angry he was. I had to decide quickly. Tell the truth. She threw the rock. It's not a best friend if they use you as a scapegoat. I know this is, of course, elementary school, but that was happening a lot in high school too. Like, a friend would take the blame for something that they didn't do because they felt like it would, save the other person from getting in trouble, which telling the truth is normally the best way to go about things. She threw the rock, I said, as I pointed to my new friend. As soon as I did, the other kids pointed in agreement that it was her. Last thing I remember of that was the pain of her screaming. I hate you. I hate you. You're not my friend anymore. Or not my friend. It was better to tell the truth. Those words echoed in my head, and it hurts to think that I betrayed a friend. I think I made the wrong decision. But I was just telling the truth. Why did it hurt so much? Thinking back, I was usually alone. I had very few friends. But I was always trying to outdo what I saw others do. Jungle gyms, monkey bars, swings. Oh yes, I love swings. It was where you would find me most of the time. At school. Or at the park. I remember kids jumping from the swings. from as high as they could to see how far they would go. And when they were done, I always felt I could do better. One day, I did. That day, after the kids left, I went over and decided to copy them, I think. But for some reason, it wasn't enough. I got on that swing and went as hard as I could, as high as I could. I wanted to fly. I closed my eyes and I felt the rush. As I flew up and down, back and forth. The wind rushing past me. That is when it came to me. I felt so free, but then opened my eyes. Everything was moving so fast, I almost lost my grip. As I approached the ground, I slammed my feet down to slow myself. I got caught on something. Scraping my face as I tumbled and rolled away from the swing set. I wonder what would have happened if I let go. But my parents were freaking out at what had just happened. But what I remember after that was the best ice cream of my life that day. Wow. I feel like my childhood was awkward. Still seemed rather normal though. My teenage years, on the other hand, were scarier. Once I hit puberty, it wasn't all angst, hatred, and boys. Well, maybe a boy. My teen years were very memorable. It brought me far more than I expected when I reached high school. I still was not very social. But somehow I managed to get a boyfriend. Everything went so fast, yet felt slow at the same time. Just a blink and it was all gone. But that day I could never forget. We hadn't dated long when he invited me to a party. He was only a year older than me, so it wasn't anything special. He was mature. When we arrived, it was different. Not what I remember a party to be. The air was thick, almost unbreathable. Everywhere I looked, there were kids of all ages. And I mean, there were kids that looked like middle schoolers. They were all kissing, making out, smoking. I was curious and yet disgusted at the same time. Despite knowing it was bad, I wanted to try it. I wanted to fit in. And my curiosity. No sooner do I think that then he came back with booze, and I think it was a cigarette of some kind. He offered both to me. Refuse. After I refused, I was too good for all of this. People started talking, and I started to get overwhelmed. I needed to step outside for a bit. After getting some fresh air, I realized that he never came to check on me, which made me a little upset. So I went to find him, and I did. I should not have done that. He was all over another girl. It was devastating. They were almost half naked. But in the middle of the party? Okay guys, I'm back. Sorry, I got a phone call. But in the middle of the party, with dozens of people around, how could anyone? He noticed me standing there, mouth gaping open. And the first thing he said, I just couldn't believe it. I thought she was you. You said you didn't have a girlfriend. I did get some sense of justice when she slapped him. That was it. I walked home. In the cold. By myself. Crying. My mother caught me as I entered the door. And we had a long talk. She told me so many things that made me feel better. About her experiences at my age. But it still made me have trouble ever trusting a guy again. I can't say all my memories were bad. But it never seems to be the good ones I remember. Shopping with what friends I did have was always a blast. We ate food, got clothes, drooled over cute guys as they walked by. It was always good fun. Until we had a few new people join our small group. We met them one day at the mall. They were way too cool for us. I don't remember how the friendship began, but I know how it all ended. The last time I ever enjoyed shopping. It seems like a distant memory after what happened. Dark chocolate is my favorite. I was spending all I had for my stash at home. It was running low. After I gathered my hoard, I turned to our new friends and saw them sticking stuff in their pockets. They were signaling me to come over. I didn't know why they were, but I had an idea. Hey, grab a couple of these. My pockets are full. Mine too. Hurry up. And don't worry, we do this all the time. I know this is wrong, but it sounded exciting. Something to brag about. A story to tell, even if it is small. That does look tasty. The next thing I know, a couple of mall cops come up behind us. We are then escorted to some room in the mall. After they lectured us and made a few phone calls, we waited for our parents. I just couldn't believe that this happened. My parents still bring it up, even now. And it's just not fair. I was banned from the mall for life. The biggest turning point in high school years was not even about high school. It was about driving. I always wanted to drive. To have the freedom, the speed, ability to get away. Even after my license, I was never allowed to use the car. Or so it seemed. I got my chance when I least expected it. A drive-in movie. No date. Just me. The fresh air. And movie food. It was just a night. I had no one to watch over me. The movie was a double feature of movies that had been in theaters for a while. So it was going to be a long night, and I was going to love every minute. My bladder didn't agree. I don't want to miss part of the movie, but I really need to go. And the movie is just getting so good. I was beginning to regret buying the jumbo soda. Yeah, I couldn't hold it in. I had to go. I jumped out of the car, leaving the door open, and rushed to the restroom. I hate public restrooms. After washing my hands, feeling relieved, I head back to the car. Now, where did I park? I swear it was over here, somewhere. Wait. No. No, it can't be. It's been stolen? From a drive-in? How? This isn't fair. Why me? Why now? Why? After I calmed my head, I headed back to the food stand to use their phone and explain what happened to my dad. He went off the rails. I was irresponsible for leaving the keys in the ignition, or the car. And there were no security cameras at the drive-in. Police never found the car. My dad said the insurance wouldn't cover it. Just another simple choice gone horribly wrong. I can't even scratch the surface of my experiences. But some of the biggest things happen when you have to be an adult. After high school, I was forced, well, not forced, I was suggested to get a job. Parents are such a pain. Well, it wasn't a bad idea, since I wanted stuff, and that requires money. Though it took me weeks and what felt like hundreds of applications, I would work anywhere at this point. Finally, the time came. Just as a waitress, but who am I to complain? It was harder than I thought it would be. But I was pretty, according to all the customers, which got me tips, really good tips. I was making more than I ever thought I would. But as the weeks went by, it seemed like my checks were getting smaller. I tried to bring it up to the owner, my boss, and he just kept brushing me off, saying that I'm getting paid for what I work. I told my parents. They told me to keep track of my own time. I wanted to trust my boss, but I kept track anyway. My next check was even lower than before, and my records showed that I should have been paid more. A lot more. I brought it to the attention of the boss when I was off, and he responded with all these wild excuses. I tried to fight him on demanding my money. You're replaceable. Complain again, and you're fired. He walked out of the office for a break, which he did 40 times a day. I noticed something after he left. The safe was open with a bunch of cash. I worked hard. I wanted what I earned. And I was going to take it. Then find another job. I took what I thought I owed to me. Didn't want to steal, but I wanted what was mine. Left my apron and told everyone there I quit. It was enough to get me by. At least while I found a different job. Which I eventually did with a far better pay. And a great boss. I feel a bit bad, but I don't regret what I did. With all the things in life, I remember the scariest moment of my life. I met a guy and he asked me out. What a beautiful night. And such a great date. He was charming, romantic, caring. Everything you would hope for. At the end of the date, he offered me a ride home. I declined. I wanted to walk home on such a great night. But shortly into my walk, things changed. I saw something off in the distance, near an alley. A kid who was waving his arms at this homeless man. I decided to go do a little investigating to what was going on. Though as I got closer, I saw he had a gun. He was waving a gun around at the man. Is it real? Wait. Is he robbing the guy? How dense am I? Of course he was. I stayed back and silently called the police. Tried to make sure I was hidden. I wanted to be far away. I wanted to leave. But I barely could dial a phone, let alone run. While on the phone with the police, I watched as the poor guy cowered in fear. But still refused to give what little he had. This seemed to piss the kid off even more. Suddenly, the homeless man jumped to his attacker. My heart stopped. watching the homeless man's body fall to the floor. His shooter rummaged through his body, then ran off. I dropped my phone with 911 on the line. Ran to him as fast as I could. There was no point. Lifeless. Motionless. He was dead. Could I have done something? No, you've just been shot too. As everyone was running around, I couldn't keep track of anything. Just stood there motionless as the sirens and lights surrounded me. I was questioned for a while about the description of the shooter. But only to find out that my memory couldn't recall anything but a vague description. All that was crossing my mind. That image was burned into me. It took me weeks to recover. And I still haven't gotten over it. My parents described me as completely inconsolable. I felt like I could have saved him. You couldn't have, though. You would have just got killed. I can't escape how much trouble I feel like I have caused everyone. Why do I feel like I have to protect you? Like, I feel like that's my whole mission here, is to keep you protected. Mostly my parents. Being an adult has never made me want to be a kid again. Every day you just wish you could be carefree and irresponsible again. That's it. Screw being an adult. I got drunk. I mean, everyone did not care. What gender? One guy offered to buy me a drink. I was not going to pass that up. Which was unknowingly one of the worst decisions of my life. Something was wrong. I was not okay after that drink. Everything started feeling weird. I think I was drugged. The night just got worse from there. He got me into a cab, heading somewhere. I was not in control of myself. I wanted everything, but wanted to get away at the same time. My brain made me relive all of my bad experiences, all at once. And I was shutting down. And being drugged didn't make it better. Next thing I could recall is that he was touching me. It all changed. Wished I was good and did everything right. Couldn't move. Couldn't scream. Couldn't fight back. This is all my fault. Somebody saved me. The cab driver. Barely after we started moving, he slammed on the brakes, looked back, and asked me if I was okay. I could barely shake my head. Apparently, it was enough. The cab driver busted out of his door and ripped the guy out of the cab, out of the back. Jesus, that's a big spider! Dadgum! That was horrifying! Punched him out cold in one shot. Dadgum, now I feel like there's crawling all over me. This cab driver. I have no idea what he looked like. And it didn't matter. He saved me from a horrible experience. Before I passed out, he managed to find out where I wanted to go. With the barely audible voice I had, he took out my phone and called my parents. I couldn't stop him even if I wanted to. My parents gave him their address and he dropped me off. Parents took me inside, took me to my old room. I haven't been here in so long. It almost looks unchanged. I felt safe and fell asleep. My mother woke me in the afternoon. I started to cry about what had almost happened. She mother talked to me for the rest of the day. Later that night, my dad brought me one of his famous pork chops. And it was the best freaking pork chop ever. I love my parents. They have taken such good care of me. Through everything. I can never thank them enough. But that is when it all happened. When everything changed. It was hard to have been years now. It had to have been years now, sorry. It's hard to keep count like this. Just a normal day, coming home from work. Nothing special. I lived close enough to walk home every day. Only a few blocks. Occasionally pick up a coffee. Waiting. The sign changes to walk. I start crossing. About halfway into the street. Since the accident, I'd been in a coma. But I can hear everything. Every word the doctors I've said. Every single thing my parents fought about. I wish I could tell them one last time. I'm so sorry for what I put them through. Oh no. Okay. I hear my parents yelling at the doctors, demanding they find a way to save me. Any way they can wake me up. In the end, they took me home, quit their jobs, caring for me and trying to find a way to save my life by sacrificing the rest of theirs. I wish I wasn't such a burden. I hear my mother cry every night, and my dad yelling at bill collectors about equipment and supplies. I love my parents, but I wish they would just let me die. That's it. That's it. Okay. That was If One Thing Changed. That's probably one of the most emotional games I've played. I didn't think a text-based game would be that good, but it was. Dang. I don't even know what to say. That was one of the best experiences in a video game I've had. I've never had a video game actually make me cry, and that one did. So, thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked it, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll see all you guys in the next video. Bye.